Yo, welcome back. This is Stu42 with another Minecraft episode. We're going to keep going on the magic train today. Last time we did a bit of stuff here with getting Tartaric gems and getting wills and things. Got a sentient sword. I've managed to enchant it along the way, looting 3, sharpness 5 and mending. The looting actually lets it accumulate will a lot faster. And I've managed to upgrade a couple of gens to common. To get further, we're going to need a few extra things. So I had been using blocks of redstone, and I do this nearly every time I make one of these altars. I use blocks of redstone instead of bloodstone blocks, which is what needs to be there. Oh, hello you. Oh, what was he? Something nasty. I think it might have been one of those wizard dudes. So anyway. Yeah, weird. Okay, so anyway, we're going to make a few extra things today. We're going to make a Demon Crucible. We're going to make a Demon Crystalizer because we're going to hopefully get some of these will crystals that we're going to need. And also, we want to make a bound axe, which is alchemy with one of these. What does it need? Minimum 400, drained 10. Pretty easy. Gold nugget, gunpowder, red and glow. In fact, let's just do that really quickly. Gold nugget, that, what was it? We need, so we're gonna need that, gunpowder. So one of those. Go and 1024 will in this, so it's full. Pretty handy. Cool, binding reagent. Now we need some of these arcane ashes again. Now just make sure, what was it? Diamond axe. So we are going to need diamond axe. Grab one of those. So throw it down. Binding reagent. Whoa. Throw the axe on. Oh wow. That's kind of cool. Huh. Those are some pretty cool little graphics for that. Awesome. Demonic deforestation. So that's a bound axe. Actually, that might not even be the one that we want. Bound blade's probably the one we want. Culling the weak. So I've made the wrong thing. Alright. Bound blade instead. Alchemy array. Binding. This is bound coppish. Wow, that looks cool. Maybe we should make one of them instead. That looks awesome. Bound blades. Because the graphic looks the same for all of them, I made the wrong one. Let's make some more of this. Let's make 2 of these, just because. So we want 2 of those. 2 of those. 2 of those. And 2 of those. Let's go and then we have 1 and another. Awesome. Now the bound blade is going to hopefully let us get some weak demon shards, but we'll get back to that in a sec. I might actually just make those off camera now that we know what we're doing with those. The bits we do want to make though, the Demon Crucible. So we're going to need a minimum 400. It's going to use 100 in it. A cauldron, a stone, a diamond, and a lapis. And I think I actually have a cauldron already there. Yes, I do. Cauldron, a lapis, a stone, which can be chiseled or not. It doesn't really matter. And what was the other thing? Diamond, which I am running low on. There we go. 39. Oof. So, ding, 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 ding. I don't think it ever matters which order they go in. Always seems to work anyway. Awesome. Demon Crucible. And now the Demon Crystalizer, which is another Hellfire Forge with presumably just glass, except any block glass. All right, so glass, stone, lapis, and one of those. So we're going to need one of them. We're missing, where are we? Iron block. Quickly run over here. There we go. Awesome. So we get one of those. And stone, glass, lapis. So again, lapis, glass, and stone. And what are we down to? 894. 794. Cool, we used 100, but that's okay. Now, these things are supposed to work in a per chunk, so we're just going to hit F9 a couple of times. Which chunk do we want to do this in? Maybe this one back here, just to see what happens. So we have the Demon Crystallizer and the Demon Crucible. Now these don't seem to do a lot. Now there was a thing in the blood magic. That one there. This may be what we need. Oh, we have a few books left. We also wanted to have... No, what's it called? Yeah, one of these. Alright, I might go and throw these through here a couple of times, and I'll make this into an imbued one as well, because we did get to the point where we wanted the other bound weapon as well. So I'm going to make a couple of these bound weapons, and that's right, the Kopesh thing needed one of these updated a couple of times. So I'll be back in just a sec once we've made a few more of these things. Alright, so we've made ourselves the bound Kopesh and the bound blade. I'm not entirely sure what these things will do, but let's turn that on and see what happens. Get some mobs. Come on. I wonder if I can enchant this as well. Probably. Alright, so nothing's coming out of these things. I probably have to kill specific... Well, actually, given that we've got a vacuum chest there... No. Nothing crazy. The bound Kopesh. Come on. Wow. That was pretty fast. Okay, this weapon is pretty crazy. What's the attack? 7 attack damage. But there's obviously something special happening with it because... it's filling up the... Oh, no, the blood altars. I'll set that the other way. What if we set this insert and set that to extract 9980. Might be getting there. But that is fast at killing whatever these things are. Anyway, aside from these bound weapons are supposed to be giving us demon crystals or demon shards. That's obviously killing stuff, but it's not giving us anything. I'm obviously going to have to read a little bit about that. Yeah, there's nothing extra given. Back to these though, the Demon Crystalizer and the Demon Crucible. These are used by throwing a gem in, or throwing 100 will at a time in, I should say. Because when it throws 100 will in, this thing here is going to start to crystallize, hopefully. See, this is where I'm not sure if they just grow in the cluster or what happens. Can we put another 100 in? Whoa. That put a lot in. Alright, so what that's supposed to do is within the chunk, we're supposed to now grow some crystals. I don't know how long this takes though. So what happens is the crucible... Oh, there we go. You can see it's actually put... Ah, there we go. It's actually put our thing inside. It hasn't used it up. That was our second gem. So let's put that in there. That's taken some will out. So what it'll do is it'll take 100 will, put it in the aura of the chunk, and then that aura will then go into making new crystal clusters around the place. So I'm going to leave this for a little bit and see what happens, see if we can't get any crystals happening there. And I'll come back to you once I know, well, what these things are going to be doing. Let's have a look. It's not going to be... Yeah, the chunk's actually out here as well, so who knows what might happen. Anyway, I'll be back in a minute once we see if there is... Wow, that's a massive chunk. I didn't choose the chunk terribly wisely, did I? Anyway, I'll be back in a sec once we see if there are any crystals growing after a bit of time. Alrighty, we're back and I've done a little bit of looking around. I've gotten a bunch of weak blood shards. I found that you can enchant the bound blade with looting and that will actually increase your chances of blood shards. The Kopesh, I've found out what that does. It's basically a dagger of sacrifice that hits multiple mobs at once. So when you've got this sort of situation here, instead of having to kill each mob individually, that bound Kopesh basically one-shots all of them at once and fills your altar pretty quickly. Now, we have got a cluster sitting in here, so let's just break it. Okay, it looked like it popped out for a second. Oh. I don't know why it's ended up in this chest, but there we go. We've got our demon will cluster. Oh, we've got a couple of extra blood shards that made our way in there as well. Awesome. So the thing that I actually wanted to make with this stuff is bloodstone brick, which is dreadstone around a weak blood shard. Dreadstone being just dreadstone cobblestone cooked. Now, since I've been to the Dreadlands, dreadstone cobblestone, dreadstone, hooray. So we can just go like this. Grab that, grab, say, 2 of them, put everything back. Now I think, is it just the large bloodstone brick? Let's grab some more glass and see. We've got our divination sigil. So at the moment when we click on that, we are tier 3. Bloodstone brick there, bloodstone brick there. One there, one there. Let's put the glass back, which I should have done as I did each top brick. Now, tier 3. There we go, tier 4. Cool, so we just needed those bloodstone, the large bloodstone bricks like that. The other thing that I wanted to do is, it looks like we can probably make, like with these here, they're used for a whole bunch of things. Hellfire Forge, it's to make the bigger gem as well. So to go from common to greater, we do need that, as well as the weak blood shard. Demonic Slate only happens in a tier 4 with 15,000, so that's going to be pretty difficult. We also can make the Demon Pylon. Now the Pylon is a really interesting one. It basically drains aura from the what's called the 4 cardinal directions. So if we turn our... So in this chunk here, if we put a pylon here, it'd drain the aura from the chunk over there, the chunk over there, the chunk over there, and the one over that side a bit more. And that would in turn feed the aura in this chunk, which would help make more clusters. And I still don't know why that is. Surely it's not being... No, it won't be sucked all the way up over there. I don't know. That's a bit amazing though. It's going straight into the... Oh, and they stack. That's awesome. So I think what we can do is we can probably make multiple ones of these Demon Crystalizers here, and it would just keep making, yeah, the Tartaric gems. I'm going to need to refill those up a little bit. I may make them into the bigger ones as well, now that we're getting these Demon Will Crystals. And of course, the other thing that I really started this whole thing is things like the Speed Rune that makes our altar run a bit faster, efficiency we don't do, but the Rune of Sacrifice, it takes these crystal clusters, which again, Hellfire Forge, minimum 1200 wills, so we are going to need the greater gems as well, just to do that, because the current ones don't even hold that much. In terms of making Vengeful Will Crystals, or the other types, that one came to me, all right. They apparently get made on a rare chance. It's like 90% to give you one of these, and then 2.5% to give you each of the other sort. So what I might do is we'll make a few more Demon Crystalizers, put them along here maybe, and then we can, I don't think I'll worry about the pylon for now. I will upgrade my common gems though, so they can be, oh, look at that, will 0 contains rule. You can change the types of the gems just by combining with the crystals. That's awesome. And we're going to need to make the greater one from a common demonic slate now that we can make it. Although 15,000, we might have to hope we can kill things at the same rate as we're getting them. The other thing is the rune of, the rune of sacrifice might be it if we can get vengeful. Yeah, reinforced slate. We can potentially make some of these things. So I might make a few of these things while I'm away. Yeah, we can't do that until we have a portal of Alfheim, unfortunately. So potentially a displacement rune will help. Although, as we said, that's pretty nasty to make, but it will help us get LP out of that tank a lot faster. Anyway, I'll break one more time. I'll go and fill these gens, upgrade them, and do a couple more bits and pieces, see if we can get some extra different crystal types out of here. I'll make an extra couple of these crystallizers as well, just to see how well that works. And I'll be back in a sec with the conclusion of this, and then hopefully that'll be blood magic for a little while. I think maybe still some magic next time, but yeah. Anyway, I'll see you back here in just a bit. So having more of these Demon Crystalizers does make it faster. They do just make 100 aura, well, 100 of the will goes into making a single one. So I have managed to upgrade both of these to greater Tartaric gems. We'll call the 435. So what can happen now is if I broke that one, where's the global? On the floor, that's all right. And then through this back in there, what will happen is it'll take 300 off and make another 3 gems. I am hoping at some point that we're going to get some of the different sorts of crystal. I'm not entirely sure how to get the different sorts. There are these vengeful ones, corrosive, destructive. They are used for particular things. So, you know, when we hit you on destructive will, yeah, we can make one of those. I'm not sure what those are used for. Definitely the vengeful ones, the rune of sacrifice. That is going to be a really handy one to have at some point. I don't know how to get more of them though. There must be a way to do that. Anyway, I'll find out between now and next time, potentially. But for now, that is going to be at the end of another episode. We've done quite a bit of stuff once again. Oh, there we go. There's one popped up, another one popped up, another one popped up. In fact, if we take this out now, there. They're 104, so it's a little bit more than 100 each, because we had 435 in there. So, yeah, a little bit more than 100 for each one of these, but still pretty good. We're managing to make a bunch of these crystals fairly regularly and fairly easily. Just need to keep recharging it. So anyway, as I was saying, that is going to be it for this episode. Next time, definitely going to have to step away from the blood magic. I think I've done a bit too much blood magic for one little stretch. So next time, yeah, maybe Britannia, who knows? Anyway, we'll see you next time. So as always, thank you very much for watching, and we will see you next time.